How can hypnosis help you do what other people think of as literally impossible? If you're watching this, you probably came from my Instagram where you saw me eat raw chicken, something that's supposed to kill us. And I only do that experiment. I only do that to show to you that what we understand about what is actually possible, what we understand about psychology and the power of our own mind is so limited compared to what's really true. The reason why I have incredible breakthroughs with my clients, the reasons why I help people remove decades worth of trauma in just minutes, the reason why I help people get psychological breakthroughs that leads to them making tens of thousands more dollars in just minutes, and the reason why I help people attract love, relationships, and opportunities so quickly is all because of how the subconscious mind actually works. And there's an intricacy, there's a level of detail which is real, and it's not foreign, it's not crazy, but it's just something that most of us unfortunately have never been shown before. And I don't want you to miss out on this information. So I have to do something shocking, something outlandish to prove to you that more is possible. And so just in case you didn't see the video, or in case you're wondering if I'm dead or not yet, this is another video from the March this year where I ate raw chicken as well, did the exact same thing, hypnotized and influenced a friend of mine to eat raw chicken too. It's not going to kill me, right? And I know that that's hard for a lot of you to process, but I'm going to break down why hypnosis actually changes this at a cellular level. So many of you have probably heard of this guy called Wim Hof. He talks about how you can harness the power of your breath, the power of the mind, to tap into potential that you didn't even know that you had. For example, he does these great big ice swims, endurance feat, like barefoot marathons in the snow. And he talks about breath work, deliberate cold exposure, and meditation being the key to tapping into this potential. And all of that, right? He actually tried to kill himself. The reason he came across this, his partner passed away. He was so devastated that he went and sat in this ice cold water, essentially hoping to hypothermia himself into death. He decided that he didn't want to be around anymore. But instead of dying, what he actually found was that he became euphoric. And that's something that if you've done an ice bath as well, you'll know that the adrenaline rush. But this really got him curious about the body, about the mind. And that all led him to this crazy experiment where basically he and 11 others, this is in a medical facility, this is a 2014 peer-reviewed study, they were injected with E. coli endotoxin. So this is the E. coli bacteria isolated in a way so that it's not going to kill you because it's not reproducing, but it will have to be dealt with by your body, right? So it's still a threat, it's a toxin, it's not going to kill you, so they can safely measure and observe how does your body deal with this thing that's going to mess you up, but it's not going to kill you. And so basically he and his group do the breathing, meditating, and cold exposure that Wim Hof preaches. And this is a starting point for what I'm about to explain, for the methods that I'm going to get into today. And it has a massive effect on their recovery times and overall health. And scientists observe their body producing far more adrenaline and anti-inflammatory cells in response to this to basically speed up and make their recovery way faster. And for them, I've taken this study and added a little bit to it because this is great, but it's just the start. It's just the foundation. And although it was a breakthrough, the significance of the breakthrough wasn't truly appreciated. So back in 2014, when this study was first published, this was the first time, you can see it in the significance section, the abstract, it was the first time it had been scientifically shown that we can have a conscious influence over our immune system and our autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system is all of the processes that are going on without you even being aware of them. Think your heart rate, your pulse, your breathing, and other stuff as well, which is quite interesting. The development of muscle tissue, the development of cancerous cells. The autonomic nervous system is everything that happens within the container that is you, that you are not consciously thinking about, right? We have these thoughts. I'm thinking of the color red. I am feeling hungry. You have these conscious thoughts, but we have so much subconsciously going on that dictates a large part of our life. And in 2014, this was the first time that medical research had really got a conclusive example of this. If you're in the sort of alternative health space, you'll have probably heard of other examples before this, but this was like pure hard science going, wow, I guess we can consciously have an effect on it. It's the first time mainstream scientists had proof that your thoughts literally do control your biology. It's not just your genes, it's not just how your mom and dad were, but your thoughts. Your thoughts can literally control the very building blocks of your being, which was groundbreaking, but not the full story. Because depending on your background, if you're a science guy, you might think, wow, that's really cool. This was such an awesome experiment to demonstrate that. Or if you're more on the spiritual side of things, you probably already come from the lens of, yeah, my thoughts dictate my reality. I'm manifesting my whole existence. I am what I project out to the universe and it projects back to me. But for me, looking at this through the lens of hypnosis, how I've taken this is that this is just the basics that need to be taken so much further. I just laid out that example as the groundwork for me to explain these deeper, more advanced concepts, right? Because if we don't have a starting point, then the next level sounds insane. And the reason we progress as humans, right, is because we have a higher and higher and higher foundation to work on. And we generally have a comfortable elite level, a comfortable breakthrough level. And then we have beyond that. We have the fringe. We have the next level, which not everyone is going to be okay with, which not everyone is going to believe in. And some people will not process or comprehend. There's only so far that people are willing to step outside of what is currently known. And you'll see those that live in their comfort zone, they struggle to process this new information as it comes in, right? Maybe you'll get behind emails, but you're not a big texter. Maybe you got a mobile phone and you're doing all the texting, but you're still not on social media. Maybe you're on the Instagram, but you're not on the TikTok or the Snapchat. You know, there's levels to how far someone is willing to progress. And when you get into a topic like this is right at the edge of it. This is why the breakthroughs that I get with clients are so incomprehensible to most, because it's not currently understood how something like this is possible. And I want to break that down because even on the spiritual side of things, we needed a bit of science for the non-believers, but even for the spiritual or the open-minded, the power of belief is not being tapped into to the extent that it should be. Because if we think a little bit deeper about what the power of belief actually means, if we truly tap into the full power of the subconscious mind, we can unlock so much more potential so much faster. Because even for those of you that know everything is controlled by your mind, then you should also realize that even the obstacles you can't seem to get past were also created by your mind. Even a bacteria that could kill you, even things such as these deathly things, are only real or not real depending on your beliefs. Even something that seems so concrete, seems so certain, it's all about our beliefs, right? You've been told to believe in yourself, but to what extent? Do you believe in yourself in a way that could literally prevent you from being killed by something that's supposed to kill you? What's keeping you stuck in life, and what I set out to demonstrate with this raw chicken video, is the fact that everything in your life is truly controlled by your beliefs. the ones at the subconscious level. If you understand what I'm about to share with you, you can literally dance with death and walk out the other side unscathed. You see, your beliefs are so strong that it does not matter what reality is, right? There's going to be people commenting in my comment section, raw chicken's going to kill you. It's scientifically proven. Raw chicken will kill you. You're going to die. You're going to die. And they can't process or accept the fact that it's not. It hasn't many times. It won't. Because it's our beliefs that shape reality. And there's a fundamental lack of understanding of these concepts. So these experiments are great for proving that our consciousness, our thoughts could alter reality. That's what they did with Wim Hof, right? Inject a toxin, you can deal with it better. You can get around it. But what if your thoughts could actually rewire things? What if your thoughts had a level of power that we really haven't been appreciating at all? Because it's cool. Okay, yeah, I think better, I feel better. Are we taking that far enough? I think the raw chicken example is one of the most extreme examples to demonstrate this, right? You can literally overcome something that's supposed to kill you. I've just laid that example out as the groundwork to get into what if we could take something that's supposed to kill us, but simply with the power of our own mind, make it disappear. Switch off that threat as simply and as easily as you switch off the lights before going to bed. Now, there's actually a fun movie called Lucy. That is the background. Those images aren't supposed to be there. There's a fun movie called Lucy with Scarlett Johansson, which explores this concept. And basically, a new drug gives her the ability to access 100% of her brain's capacity. And near the end, when she gets towards 100%, she's gradually working it up. But near the end, she's able to literally control the world around her by manipulating things at a molecular level, which, while it's over-exaggerated in the movie, is very well explained by Bruce Lipton's book, The Biology of Belief, which actually explains the science behind how a lot of what we think are in the material world as unchanging and having a physical structure, down at the quantum level, really is just energy. And quantum, in terms of mechanics or biology, quantum is just a fancy way of saying at the smallest level. So if you take a microscope and zoom in on anything, there's no physical structure. Like as it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, it's energy moving and flowing, which is what a thought is as well, which is what a sound is as well, which is what oxygen is as well, because everything breaks down to these tiny components that are just swirling energy. And it's energy swirling with a different intensity at a different rate of vibration that dictates whether it be a piece of a car or a piece of a human torso or a sound wave or a thought or a XYZ. It's all made of the same stuff at the deepest level. At the quantum level, everything is just energy. It would take a lot to break down, so let me know in the comments if you want a full video just going over this. But basically, by looking at the quantum level, we're able to understand why the same physical thing that might kill one person, for example, salmonella, doesn't affect me because of the beliefs I have in my head. Salmonella, physical thing, it's a germ, right? It's a bacteria, physical thing. But go down to the smallest level, it's the same substance. It's the same material. When we take it down, salmonella and thought, or salmonella and a belief, break it down, break it down, break it down. It's energy. At the end of the day, it's energy. This energy can control that energy, or this energy can control that energy. It works either way. There's nothing different between the two of them. So that's like the literal precise mechanism of how what I'm saying works. But what we need to cover first, and what I'm revealing in these next few crucial minutes, is the why behind what I'm saying works, why hypnosis can keep me alive in this situation, and what it is that actually triggers this mechanism in our body. This mechanism which can either kill you and be sabotaging your entire life, or the mechanism that can finally set you free and have the right things flowing to you abundantly and effortlessly. So this is how the brain works. If your brain believes something at a subconscious level, at the subconscious level, then it does not matter what reality or science says is true, your brain will make your belief true. The brain works at ensuring its subconsciously held beliefs always remain true, because beliefs stored this deeply in our brain cannot be broken. If beliefs stored this deeply in our brain turn out not to be true, then we would literally go insane. It's a, what's the word? It's an existential crisis. This is the level where if your beliefs are broken here, it triggers an existential crisis that you cannot handle. There's a certain level of certainty, right? I have to be able to know that when I look up, I'm looking up. When I look down, I'm looking down. When I step on the floor in my house, I have to have certainty that I'm not going to fall through it. When I open a door, I expect that it's going to open, right? When I see a handle, I expect that that means something I can go through. We all have these expectations, certain beliefs are so deep in our brain that for them to break, it would just mess our head up way too much. You've seen this, right? Someone who believes they can't be loved, doesn't matter if love comes into their life, they find a way to prove that it wasn't true love, often by sabotaging or doing something ridiculous that pushes away the person who actually did love them. But there we go. So that's why when we go into hypnosis, it's this level that we implant beliefs at, because that's the only way you can make a permanent and instant change that your brain not only can't go back on, but doesn't want to go back on. No more yo-yo progress up and down for your whole life. This is why when I hypnotize or program someone to believe I am invisible, like I did in this video, I'll link it down below, then your brain will not let you see me. If I program your brain to believe that I am invisible, then your brain will not allow the visual data to travel to the correct spot in your brain in order for you to be able to see me, because it can't break that belief. It has a belief that I'm invisible, so now it cannot violate your belief. This is the same way. If my brain truly believes at a subconscious level that this will not harm me, I don't get harmed, because the threat is not real. Not because the threat is not real. Instead, it's because I avoid harm because my brain does something about it in order to ensure my beliefs remain true. In the invisible example, the brain goes to work and distorts the visual signal that is being sent to the visual processing part of my brain to keep the belief true. In the chicken example, the brain goes to work and upregulates certain parts of the brain, like digestive capacity or the immune system, to respond in order to distort reality in a way that allows my belief to remain true. Yes, raw chicken might, maybe it should kill me, but it won't, because my brain has the belief that it won't, and so it will do what it takes to ensure that that belief remains true. This is what I'm getting at. Whatever your brain believes, if your brain believes you are a loser, subconsciously, it will guarantee that you get loser results in life. If your brain believes that you are successful, you easily win in business, you easily win with relationships, it will make sure subconsciously that you do the things that get you the results that match your beliefs. Even to the extent where you can take something that's going to kill you, believe that it won't, so it doesn't. It literally changes the internal workings of my body at the smallest biological level to ensure that my subconscious beliefs stay true. Your brain is either working for you or against you. The conscious mind, that's what we think with, that's who we think we are. It controls and processes 150 to 250 bits of information per second. The subconscious mind is controlling and processing 150 million to 250 million bits of information per second. That's how much is going on without you even realizing. More of your life happens without you realizing than it happens with you being aware of it. So all those millions of activities that are going on in your brain and body that you're not even consciously aware of, those are the actions and reactions that ensure your reality matches your subconscious beliefs around the world. Are you getting me? Are you understanding that your beliefs influence these hundreds of millions of processes that go on without you even being aware of them? So yeah, you can consciously willpower your way into stuff, but have you programmed the right beliefs to enhance the millions of subconscious actions so that they match with it? Why do you want to do one thing? Why do you want to stop drinking, stop vaping, stop partying, stop self-sabotaging, yet you find yourself doing another? Because consciously you're going over here, but do you now see that your beliefs are causing these millions of actions to go over here instead? If you're programmed for misery, those subconscious actions are ensuring that you stay that way and that you don't see any of the opportunities that could be around you, the opportunities for happiness and growth. If you're programmed for success, those subconscious actions propel you forward like you're on the most productive and happy hot streak of your life, like everything's just falling into your lap. Do you believe you're lucky? You find that you get a lot more lucky a lot more often. If you believe you're unlucky, you know that guy that the worst things always happens to over, he just can't seem to catch a break? That one guy that won't stop winning, that's his subconscious programming. The other guy that can't catch a break, that's his subconscious programming too. So in summary, I want you to ask yourself these questions. What do I really know about the mind? What do I believe to be true? And therefore, what am I making true because I believe that it is true? Do I believe in myself? Do I believe in myself enough to put my life on the line for it? And am I willing to do whatever it takes to finally rewire my beliefs for more success? If you're ready to remove any and all of the limiting beliefs that are holding you back, I have an entire brain washing process. This is the most advanced psychology that there is on the world to ensure that we remove all of the negativity that is holding you back and install only the beliefs that are going to propel you towards more success, freedom, confidence, and happiness effortlessly for good without going back. So if you want to see your full potential, DM me the word change on my Instagram now to experience this rapid shift hundreds of my clients have been through this year alone to achieve massive breakthroughs in their life.